Hey everybody, it is Anjanette from AJ's Personal Touch. How you guys doing? Welcome back to my subscribers. Welcome into anybody new. I have been trying to get on here to do this like all day long. Let me tell you, this last week, wow, it has been a very take it out of me week. We had both 2 lives this week. And then while that was going on, I had some things going on like a rash, and we didn't know what it was, and itching. It was put on steroids, and it's just been a week. And then my husband and I went yesterday. For those of you who are in my group on Facebook, you know I put up a couple new posts. I put up another one that was a post to show your makes, which it's like the second or third one I put up now, but it is stuck up in the featured area. So feel free when anybody who's part of the group, or if you want to go join the group, it's AJ's Personal Touch on Facebook, the group, not the page. I still keep meaning to take down the page, but there are still people who post to it every once in a while, and I don't know, some of them aren't always somebody who crochets, so I don't know. I've still been playing with taking it down, but I really don't do anything with it. I haven't posted anything on it for a while. But anyway, another one that I put up was for any prayer requests, or if you just had anything that you basically needed to talk about or wanted help with, just to help anybody who is having some issues type thing. Write down, you can get support if you needed some type of support. So I put a prayer on there right away for my aunt, who at the time was not doing well, and we didn't know if she was going to make it. Um, she ended up, I want to say she may, I can't remember because there have been so many things happening with so many people lately. I want to say she went into a coma. That or she was just really out of it. I know she was put on a respirator, a ventilator. I think those are 2 different things, but I believe she was put on both of them. And she ended up being really sick with something contagious. And she went from being in the hospital, from being in ICU, then she got moved to a regular room. Then she got moved to rehab. She had been in a nursing home, and she's really hoping to get back there. But because of being on the ventilator, I think is which one it is, they had to open up the trach. So I don't know if they did that to get her to breathe at first. I don't know everything. I just know bits and pieces from what my husband has told me. And then going to see her yesterday myself, I have missed her so much. Her and I used to chat back and forth on Facebook, and I didn't know what happened to her. And she had changed her Facebook page, I guess, when she went into the nursing home. And I was going through some stuff, and so was she, of course, being that she was moved in there from her home. And we lost touch. And I never knew she had a new page. And I kept asking my husband, like, how's Aunt Lee? How's Aunt Lee? Oh, she's doing fine. Didn't you look? Didn't you see? And I'm like, I don't see anything from Aunt Lee anymore. Well, she's still on Facebook, he would say. And I'm like, well, she's not writing anything that I see. I'm like, maybe she blocked me for some reason by accident or something. So I went and looked, and no, I was not blocked. She just had a new account, which we finally figured out when I showed him, well, this is what mine looked like. And he's like, no, this is what it looks like. So I put in a friend request, and she accepted me, and then we chatted a little bit. She's somebody that I used to chat with late at night before I started my channel, even all the time. Because she would be up late not feeling well, I would be up late not feeling well, and she is a crocheter. we had our joy and love of crochet that we talk about, that, we would just sit up and talk about. She'd be like, "What are you working on?" And I'm working on this. We'd crochet for a little bit and then chat a little bit, you know. And then I started trying to make sure that I get to bed a little bit earlier. And then, we lost touch. Got back in touch. Then all of a sudden, nothing again. And that's when we found out, because one of my husband's brothers asked, "Hey, anybody know what's going on with Aunt Lee?" And that's when we found out everything that was going on, the bits and pieces. So my husband was there, went to see her in the hospital, and he was there the day they switched her to the rehab. He went to see her a couple times, but I couldn't go because she was highly contagious. Uh, so he would wear a mask and everything to protect himself, but it was not someplace that I could be. And plus, he put on, all the garments and everything he had to put on. So when she had started her antibiotic and they were moving her over, he happened to be there that day, and he helped move her over into the rehab facility. And she has changed rooms. They start you off close to the nursing desk and stuff when you first move in, when you need a ton of help. And then you get moved a little farther back. And she's been moved back, and that's where she was when I got to go with him, because she finished her antibiotics on Thursday and we went there yesterday. We got there at about noon our time, which was 11 their time, or maybe it was 11. We were there for at least 5 hours, if not more. We did not leave until after 5 o'clock our time. And, it's been really, really hot here. So hot that it set off our smoke detector the night before. We had went to bed early knowing that we were going to get up and go. And I had been so exhausted from everything. It was the day that I normally give myself to sleep when I need it. But I'm so excited to go see her. We never planned on staying that long, but we did. She needed help. They still had left some things in her other room, so he went and moved them for her. She was trying to find a yarn that she knew that she had, and when they moved her out of the other facility, they just kept throwing things in boxes, and, because it was so quickly and she didn't get to help, so he was trying to move things. He said when he was there, and this really cracked me up, when he was there before, she had a lot of yarn that was in complete tangles, and he sat there for a couple hours and detangled her yarn. Something he has never done for me, has never offered to help when he knows I'm having issues detangling yarn. And I had to laugh. I'm like, yeah, Lee, that just shows how much he loves you. He showed me there was a couple of balls, and then I sat there and detangled some more yarn for her yesterday. Just one skein that was all over the place while we were trying to find this yarn that she knew she had. And it's a wind tuck yarn, and I told Beth I know where to get it. We could go get her some more if we need to, which happen to be this colorway right here. One thing that Aunt Lee does is she makes hair ties, and we had went because she was running out of her elastics, so we went to the Dollar Tree and got her some elastics to take back with us yesterday. And she gives them to the nurses, but she also sells them. And I'm not sure how she sells them, if she has a friend who does a craft fair, or if it's just, people know she makes them. And so she sells them, and she sells them for $2 a piece. Well, she wanted me to take one. So I have one in my hair right now. It's a gray and black one. She had made 2 of them since my husband had been there, which she had not crocheted at all before that. And she had a blue multi one, which is the same as the blue multi wind tuck that I got, that I showed back when our store went out of business and I got it 50% off. And she was looking for the pink multi, which I also have some. I could have just given her the ones I had, or we were just going to go pick her up one. And she's like, no, 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 I know I have it. My husband went through 6 boxes before he found it was a pretty decent size ball, probably about half the skein. One of her favorite colors is pink, so I think we're gonna either still take her one of mine or get her another one for when she runs out of that one. She was trying to give one of the male, I don't know if he was a nurse's assistant, if he was an actual nurse. She was trying to give him one because he has really long hair and the dreadlocks, and she keeps telling him he's got beautiful eyes. She can't talk right now, so she has to mouth her words or write things down on a tablet. And she kept looking at me, and she was like pointing at me, and I'm like, what? And he was behind her because he was doing something to help in her room. Oh, they were moving the thing that they lift patients in and out of beds with. They have to use that with her, and they needed it in another room, so they came in to get it. So he was moving her, and she was like pointing at him. He's like, eyes, and she was like, beautiful eyes. And he looked at me. He's like, what? I said, she's saying you have beautiful eyes. And I don't think she wanted him to know that she was saying that. But he was like, oh, thank you. And it was really cute. He was blushing. Um, anyway, she wanted to give him one, but she didn't have, she handed him the pink one because his uniform is red, and she thought that it would match. And he was like, I'm not going to wear pink. And it's the one, she had just finished it, so she didn't have any more. And I was like, she has a whole bunch in her room, and she has black and gray, and that's what he wants, one like this, a black and gray one. Needless to say, she would not let me leave once we found her big, she had a big round, she makes the yarn so that she puts it up and it looks like a wreath. She had a big wreath about that big around, full of them. And I'm like, okay, I'll take this one too, because I love rainbows. You guys know that. And she's like, more. And so then I'm like, well, I'm like, I got to take a pink and white one because that's your favorite. And it'll make me remember you, which all these will make me remember her. You guys know what it's like with crochet products. And then I saw this off-white one. They had white. And I'm like, I can't do white because I'll get it all dirty. Off-white I will do in an instant. I still won't wear like a full off-white top, but I will wear it. And I loved, these are sparkly, the purple and the blue, because she kept on more and more. She would have made me take the whole green if I wouldn't have stopped and said, hey, I've got 8, or actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got 6, got enough. I'm okay, but I told her, I said, I'll take as many, I wear them all the time. So I'm really happy to have them because I wanted to make some for myself. And she was like, I don't use a pattern. She showed me, she said, see, I don't use a pattern. And I'm like, that's cool, because was showing her some of the things that I do, and the cat toys and the ones that I've done on the plastic rings of milk cartons. And I was told, I said, I don't use a pattern for those either. I said, and that reminds me of them. And I told her, I said, I've been wanting to make some of those. I just haven't had time to make any for myself. So she gave me that, and she gave me this. My husband had pulled it out, and she gave me this. It has a loom, and it's for embroidery. I did not open it. I want to say that it makes this daisy theme. You can see that through there, but I'm not sure. But I was thinking of doing some cross stitch, so I went ahead and took it. Yeah, it looks like it's maybe the flower motif. I think all the thread may be in here. I don't know. I didn't open it up. I'll look at it. If it ends up being something that I won't use, I'll put it in with my prizes. But I need to find something for Aunt Lee, and I would like your guys' help. You guys know how much I love using my ergonomic hooks. And for those people who have gone from using just plain stick aluminum hooks to ergonomic, how much it helps your hands. She's like me. She is a knife holder. She is not a pencil grip holder. I was telling her about my ergonomic hooks and she was really interested. But she uses a boy tip. So she uses a tapered tip and I use the Susan Bates. And she was like, Susan Bates, yuck. And I'm like, I get it. It's, what you learn how to use. So I'm sure a clover would work with her. See, now I love clovers too, even though they're not an inline hook. I can use a clover, but I cannot use a boy. Anytime I use a boy, my stitches slip off all the time. I can do that with Susan Bates too, but I mean, it's like all the time. I have to double or 3 times grip, and it takes me twice to 3 times as long to finish a project. I had lost a hook, and the only place we had to go to find one was Walmart, and at the time, all they had was boy hooks. Then we went and looked at Meijer across the street, or I did because it was when I was driving, and all they had was boy hooks. I had to wait until a Michael's was open because it was late at night and I didn't want to quit working on what I was doing. So I got a boy hook, and boy, did it take me forever to make this. So I had thought of getting her the Susan Bates interchangeable set like I have that I showed the other night on the memorial for Keith that I had said I helped him, get a set just like it, but it's Susan Bates. Um, so it won't work for her. I would like to know, do you guys know? I believe somebody said that Boy actually makes an ergonomic hook, and I'm going to have to look into it because I don't know. I know Susan Bates makes an ergonomic hook, and basically it just has a little bit of a cushy, like not the big one I was talking about, but the one that she markets as ergonomic, not interchangeable, and it's not really rubber wrapped around. It may be rubber, but it's a harder rubber if it is. It's not cushy. It just makes the handle a little bit bigger. And maybe as thick as this pencil. But I actually think it's still a little bit smaller. So it's still small in your hand. I like them. I will use those over the stick ones because they are still, easier for me to use. But I would like to find something for her that has more of a base like this. Now I will have to look at, I know I got some from Hobby Lobby. Their Crochetology, I think, brand. And it is bigger and they're plastic, but they're a hard plastic and I like working with them. Maybe I'll take one of mine in and see if but I think I only got one and I use it all the time. I got it to use in the car so that I wouldn't break a good hook. In case it fell out of my hand, or like I was using a stick hook in there and or metal aluminum hook. I always call them stick hooks. So if you hear me say stick hooks, I mean the aluminum type hooks. And I dropped it and it went underneath the floorboard pad and you could hear it keep falling like ding, ding, ding. So it went down into the frame of the car. Of course, never to be seen again. I don't know if it went all the way through to the road, but I looked everywhere. I could not find it. And you could just hear it as it fell. So that hook was gone. Like I said, never to be seen again. Um, so then I got a bigger, and that's when I got my first Crochetology because I went looking for a prim. And I can't use any of my prims for her because, again, those are Susan Bates. So if you know of a decent sized ergonomic hook that is like a boy or maybe even a clover, um, I can't afford a whole lot right now, but I would like to get something for her. So please let me know down below. Let me know what you would recommend. That would be greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated. And please keep her in your prayers. Um, like I said, she crocheted. He had been there. When was he there? I think Tuesday. And before we got back on Friday, she had made 2 of these, and then she made one while we were there. She was waiting to get her nails done. They have their spa day. I don't know if it's every Friday, but um, she's got her name in to get her hair done. I guess it's really hard for all these rehab centers and nursing homes to find good cosmetologists to come in to do hair. So it can take you a while to get in. I know, I want to say mid-July is when she's supposed to get her hair done. She is looking so forward to it because her hair, as she says, is very dry. It needs a lot of work. So, which we all know. Anybody who's had any type of medical issues, treatments, taking meds all the time, um, surgeries, your hair starts to fall out. My hair used to be so thick, I could not put a regular barrette in with it without it popping. I had to get the extra thick ones, which they didn't make at first. And once they did, I was like, yay. Well, now most of my barrettes and things that I got, I can't wear because my hair slides right out of them. Sorry, speaking of meds, I forgot to take that one earlier. Um, and like this, I put my hair up in a bun with it last night and it fell out into a regular ponytail when I woke up. But look at how thin my hair is now. Every time I brush it, pick through it, I don't really use a brush. I shouldn't say that. Pick it. I use a pick to separate it lightly and not break the ends. And I get a pick full of hair. So I'm just dealing with it the best that I can. My daughter's going to come and trim it because it's gotten to the point that when I do put it in a bun, I have about this much that wants to hang out. It won't stay around. It wants to just hang out. So I need her to come and trim it. I would like to have my bangs trimmed again so I can have, even if they're longer, some bangs. But I can't afford to go and pay the prices, you know, to get my hair cut. The lady that I used to go to who charged like when I was younger, she got to be so overbooked that I could never get an appointment with her. And then COVID hit, and then after COVID, she was booked and booked and booked and booked for weeks. And I just have never checked in with her again because every time I called, it would take a month, month and a half to get in. So I would say, hey, can you just come over and trim my hair for me, please? Now I do miss what I miss a lot, and that I would get, especially, I used to have to get it all the time because my hair was so oily. I'd have to get a perm, and that would keep the oil down, and it would keep it from dripping down into my face. I mean, my hair was so oily that by midday I would just have oil dripping. It was like yuck. So I'd get a perm every month. Well, not every month, like twice a year, every 6 months, and that would help keep all of that yucky oil at bay. Um, and then as my hair started to thin and I wasn't dealing with the oil as much, I would get one because it would give it, some life, some poof. So I haven't had one in years though now. I kind of miss it. My daughter would color my hair for me every once in a while. She colors hers all the time still, but she said she just doesn't like coloring other people's hair anymore. But if I really, really wanted her to, she would come over and do it. So I don't know. I'm thinking maybe towards Christmas time, towards my birthday, I may ask her to come and maybe put some more red in it. I like my hair when I have a little bit, I've got natural red highlights, but to pull them out. But what I'm really looking for, I meant to message my old hairdresser and ask her from like when I was a kid. There used to be this all natural product she would put in my hair, and it felt like you know, it was thick like a mud and like a type of a clay mask. She would put in my hair, and when she took it off, I would have all of my natural bright red henna looking highlights, and it was just gorgeous. And I would like something like that again, something that's like 100% natural. I just need to look into it. And if anybody knows of anything like that, please let me know. Please, please, please. I don't talk to people, hairdressers and things much anymore. And I need to find her. She moved away. I don't see her very often. She was like my aunt's best friend. Used to live down the street from us, so she cut my hair and my mom's hair. And I used to babysit her boys, so I'd get my hair done for free lots of times, or I would just have to pay for the perm kit uh, because that would either be her tip, or I would come the night before, watch the boys if they were going out, and that would be my payment. So it was really nice to not have to, I mean, yeah, it's nice to get paid for babysitting, but to get paid and getting your hair done by somebody who was really good, yeah, that was payment enough. So we talked about Aunt Lee. Please keep Aunt Lee in your prayers. And again, what were some of the other things I told? Oh, I want to find, I'm going to make her a shawl. I want to make her a shawl for Christmas. Um, she loves sunflowers. She loves the color pink. Um, so I think I made my mom a shawl out of red heart. I can't think of the name of it, but it's the really pretty multicolored yarn that's nice and soft. My brain won't think of it, but I think I got a color that's also more the darker pinks and purples. The green one I think was peacock was the color that I used. Infinity keeps coming to my brain, but I don't know if that's the name of the yarn or not. But I have some in, I want to say it's a deep pink and purple, but if not, it's more purplies. And she likes purple too, so I may end up using that. I got mail today, and it's something I ordered. It's not happy mail. I've talked about a dispatch page that I'm on. The last time I got something from it, the lady actually sent it to me, but bless her heart, because it was scrap she was getting rid of, and I had no money left last month. This month I've been a little bit lucky. I mean, otherwise I wouldn't have been able to get the yarn I showed you the other day. But it was the makeup month on our anniversary month on our gas bill. And sometimes I can go a month or two without having to pay anything when it is the anniversary time because we pay budget or we pay the same amount every month. And then at the end of the year, you either have to, you either get, you don't pay your full amount if you've overpaid, or they adjust it into the next year's and they end up charging you more. And sometimes, even when I get a free month or more, if they're going up in their prices, we still end up having to pay more the next month. So my bill was only $8, and that's one reason why I had extra money this last month. And this woman had 5 comfy cotton blend cakes up, and sometimes they'll put straight in their post that they will not break up what they have, that they're selling it in that lot. Don't even ask. Did not have it on there, so I asked. She had 3 in the colorway Meadow, which I don't have any, and it's beautiful, and I would have loved to have had it, but I could not afford all 5 cakes. And she had them in there at a really decent price for comfy cotton cakes, which you guys know are discontinued now, or at least they're all out of colors for now, and hopefully Lion Brand will bring it back because I absolutely love this yarn. I would love to have the off-white colorway. There were a couple things I would have made with it. I did not know they were getting rid of it when they did, so That seems to be how it is with me. Especially, I fall in love with a lot of Lion Brands stuff that they only have for a limited time, and then I'm out of luck because by the time I can afford to get it, it's either discontinued or gone. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles. The way I finally had to look at it, because I used to get so upset and I would be like, oh, I have to have it, I have to have it. I have to put my pennies together. I have to, make the month unbearable, pay my bills, use every penny I have to get this yarn so I can get it before it's gone. And then I ended up with a stash like I have now, which I only have like one or two of a color and not much that I can do with it. So when I decided, I had to work on my stash, promised my husband I would just work out of my stash, get things as I needed it. If somebody ordered and I didn't have the right type of yarn or enough of it, or if I was making something for a gift like the dragon, that I would go and get the colors that I needed if I didn't have them, or if I find a really, really great deal. I mean, because he will even tell me if he sees a great deal, like when he's at Meyer, like when I got that Touch of Alpaca yarn for $2 and something. He's the one who told me about it. So they just had something else, but he told me about it 2 weeks ago, and we haven't been there until last night. And I was so dead tired after seeing my aunt, I just did not want to go and look. I figured it was 2 weeks, it was probably gone. So anyway, she had these two colors, which I have one more of this one. I know this is Cloud 9, and these are 7 ounces for those of you who don't know, 200 grams, 392 yards, 358 meters. I've been wanting to make a shawl with a basic stitch out of comfy cotton because it is busy. It's very busy. So you need a basic stitch for that. Or even like one that I'm doing right now, I think with the cutouts in it, with the flower cutouts, I think that could work too with something that's busy like this. But there's other busy yarns that I wanted to use, the kind that you never know what color you're going to get because it has the same color strands, but they're put together differently. So you don't know how they're going to come out. And you can have a skein that looks one color and put another one next to it. And you look at them and you're like, there's no way this is the same color. And you look at the name and they are. I had one like that I wanted to use, but that just seemed to be way too busy for that type of pattern. But I think something like this would work. Personally, I think I could handle that. I know some other people couldn't. Like if I ever make the butterfly one I want to make, I think this blue one would be gorgeous with butterflies cut out, or even dragonflies cut out. Depending, I may start trying to make it and it won't work at all. It just depends on how it falls. Because sometimes the busy yarn, especially if you get, when you're making the form and you get some white around it, it may make it not look the same form that you're doing because it'll look like it's still cut out in a different spot and it's not. So this one is Enchanting Embers. And I know I got one of these in a Lion brand Christmas sack years back. And I think I got one of these. I know I have quite a bit of Mai Tai, but I'm pretty sure I have an Enchanting Embers. This is one I thought I had, but I wasn't sure. This one I'm positive. Um, but if not, it looks close to the Mai Tai. I could find a shawl to do and do it my stripes of Mai Tai in this. And then people would have to look close and go, oh, is that the same color, type thing, if I wanted to. I think I have another one. If it's not Embers, isn't the name in it, it's like Fire. They had something Fireplace, I think. So it would actually go kind of a gradient between those other two if this is not one of them that I have. I knew it could go with something I have, but I didn't have anything the meadow could go with, and I would have loved to have been able to afford the whole thing, but I could not. So I got these. They came in yesterday, like I said, when they're gone. I need to let the lady know that I did get them. I had just sent her a message the day before saying, I never got a tracking number from you, and I'm not sure when they'll come in. They smell good. I don't know where she had them, but they smell like a dryer sheet. And they do it in this Distash page I'm on. And if anybody is on Facebook and they want to know about it, let me know and I'll send you a link so you can join up. There's quite a few rules on here to protect you. And when people put up a post, they have to say if they have pets in their home, if the yarn is kept out where the pets can get to it or not. Lots of stuff. If they've cross-posted it. There was a while there when I tried to get some yarn that was on there at decent prices and nobody had commented, and I'm like, yay, I got to it first, but no, they had sold it on a cross post. So it's just hit and miss. You either find something or you don't. Almost always when there's any cotton, it goes boom, just like that. I have missed so much cotton. Or there are some people who put the price like pretty high. And what was it that I saw on there the other day that I was like, I would like to have that, but I know, oh, it was Big Twist, like 5 skeins of Big Twist, and I want to say a couple of them were partial. They weren't complete. It was the bigger skeins, like I showed you I got the other day. Well, it's the only size that the basic Big Twist comes in, and for these, I want to say it was 5 skeins. They were asking like 32 bucks. And I was like, no way. There's no way. Not when they're like $3 a piece right now at Joann's. And even at regular price, it's like 4, and that would be 20. I was like, no. So you do have to watch the prices because some people are going to up them and they're not supposed to be able to. One of the rules is that if it has a price sticker on it, you cannot take it off so people can't see it. Although I just saw one the other day that blatantly they, it was yarn that I knew had been in a Hobby Lobby clearance, and also had been at Ollie's. And I'm almost positive because you could see kind of a little bit of an orangish sticker left on one of them. They took all the orange stickers off so they could sell them at regular price. You know, but the lady who owns this is trying to keep people from doing that. She's trying to get them to sell it at the same price they got it at. If they want to lower the price, that's on them, but at least sell it for the same thing they bought it at and not try to go on there to, upsell it and try to make, a ton of money like some people do. Buy a ton of stuff on clearance and then go and resell it. She's trying to keep that from happening. And I do appreciate when I see people who do that because, sometimes when, like me, when you can't get out very often and you go somewhere for a clearance or something and somebody who has a ton of money comes by and buys it all to try and resell it just to make more money, to me, it hurts my heart because there are so many different things I can make with that. And then I can't get anything and then I can't make as many things as I would like to give away. So, just me. I mean, people need to make money as well. I do get that. I do understand that. I understand both sides of it. But there are a lot of people out there like me who really need the clearance sales and things in order to keep having something to do while we are home, not being able to work. And I truly want to get back to work. Oh, I truly want to get back to work. My hands have been itching to crochet so bad. Not crochet. My hands have been itching to massage so bad. I do have to come on and do my last part of my massage series, self-massage series that I think I'm going to do. I've asked questions of what people want to see, and nobody has ever answered me back. So I'm just going to do this last part of it and be done with it. And I know my last one was like a year ago, if not longer, but I never came back to show the clavicle area. And this is an area that I have a lot of issues with. And that's one reason why I hadn't done it yet, because I don't want to sit and wince in front of you guys. But, and I knew it'd be easier to show in the summer when I wasn't sitting in here freezing. So now that it's back to summer, I need to come in here and show you how to do this area. Maybe this week, I don't know. I'm not promising anything right now because my schedule keeps like filling and filling and filling with appointments after appointments. We go to Chicago on Wednesday. We might stop and see Aunt Lee on the way back, depending on how I feel after the appointment. I was supposed to have a phone call yesterday with part of my Chicago appointment, because those of you who watch me, you know it is a study that I am in. It started as a women's HIV study, and now it is the mix between the men's and the women's study, because there had been a men's study for years, and then they're like, okay, well, this treats women differently than it does men. We've been doing this men's study for like 10 years. We need to start doing a female study. I got in on it ground floor. I've been doing it for over 30 years. Yes, it's helped me find out some things, like, as my husband has pointed out a few times, on gynae exams here, and they're like, oh, everything looks fine, after I'd had some, like, I had cryosurgery done, I had leap loop done and stuff because I had some precancerous cells, and everything looked fine here. Well, no, I went there and everything was not fine, and I still had to see an actual gynecologist who did a more thorough exam. There's a name for it, which I can't remember right now. And until my cells were gone and I could see the regular person who does the rest of the study and just have a basic gynecological exam plus everything else they look for, because it's far beyond basic. They check so many things, but it's just so, you know, they freeze a lot. They take a lot of samples. They freeze a lot of them. So in the future, if some other disease comes along, or if HIV develops even a different disease, or, you know, whatever, they will have things from way back that they can test and try to see to help them figure out what's going on. So they have a lot of samples of mine in a freezer somewhere from all these different tests. Hair clippings, so they can test what stays in your hair and what doesn't, that they take off at the bottom, up at the top. Every time they take one, I think this may be the last time I get to offer that up because of the way I'm losing my hair. They usually take it at the new growth area, so it's just little ringlets, and so it's not too bad. But yeah, lots of things they do during this study. So I go there Wednesday. Friday again, I'll have the phone call, which will be like an hour or two, which is a whole bunch of questions. The whole, do you feel safe doing this? Do you feel safe doing that? Blah, 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 to figure out where your head's at, but also questions about your home and how you eat and how you take your meds, and any question under the sun, basically, that you can think of that has to do with your health. Plus, we want to see Aunt Lee. The week after that is the first week of July, and we have our concert to go to. My husband got me tickets to see Tracy Bird, who sings Keeper of the Stars, which was our wedding song. And we're going to see him at the 4-H County Fair here in St. Joe County in Indiana. And I'm excited, although it may be a really hot night, so I'm not really excited about that, but I'm excited to go nonetheless. And just so much. Okay, I guess I need to talk about this too. All these things that I didn't write anything down, so I'm trying to remember in my brain what I wanted to talk about. During the Cal that we did on Thursday, I talked to the two of you who were there, and asked you, when do you think we should end Cal number 5? Not 5, we're not on number 5 anymore, number 1 of 2024, because we have Christmas in July, which will be Cal number 2 to start in July. And when should we start that? We had said the last day of this Cal would be this coming Tuesday, which I'm going to stick to that. It's going to be this coming Tuesday. Normally, I only work on mine during the Cal time, but there's just myself and one other person who have to finish ours that had started from the beginning. There is somebody else who joined later who needs to finish hers. I will just have to put her picture up later on when she's done. And who knows, the way she was working on it, she could be closer to done by now. I don't know. Hopefully she'll be able to be there Tuesday. She was not able to be there this past Tuesday. So we're going to end this Tuesday. While we were there for so long yesterday, I took the shawl with me for 2 reasons. One, because I needed to work on it, but number 2, I wanted to see if Aunt Lee wanted a shawl. Because I was just like, that would be something nice to make her for her to have while in, if she's still in the home that she's at right now, or if once she is off the ventilator, which she said is going to take quite a while, it's going to be a slow transition. If they can cap her trach, she will be able to go back to the nursing home she was at before, where she has people, she is completely beloved there, and she has so many people who love her. One of the nurses there came to see her while we were there yesterday. Actually, 2 of them. Her physical therapist came, and one of the nurses. And she's just so loved. And they have let the person in charge know that she wants to come back, that as soon as it's time, she wants to come back. And so we're hoping and praying that she can go back to the home because she loves it so much and has so many friends. And it would just be really sad if she had to get put into another home, because once she's done with rehab, she's got to leave the rehab home and she's going to have to go somewhere else. So hopefully she can go back into that home. But they do not offer trach care, so it has to be capped in order for her to go back. So we're praying. That's another thing to add to your prayers, please, that she can go back to the home that she loves and adores, and the people there who love and adore her. But anyway, my husband said she always gets hot, so he didn't think she would want a shawl. So when I was making it, she was like, pointed it, and she's like, beautiful. And so I showed it to her, and she absolutely loves it and adores it. And I asked her, I'm like, would you like a shawl? And she was like, well, not now. I'm like, well, winter time, would you like a shawl? And she's like, yes, definitely. So I would like to make her one, as I said earlier, for her as a Christmas gift. And if she happens to see this episode, because she may, right now all she has is her phone to watch. We're hoping to change that at some point in time. I'll just come out and say it. Hopefully she doesn't see this one, but we would like to get her a tablet, either an iPhone tablet, some kind of a nice tablet to have. She had one, I think it broke. So it's something that we would like to save our money to get her. So if anybody happens to have, if you know of somebody who is one of those people who has to have the brand new one every time it comes out and then they sell the one before it, please keep me in mind. Or if you happen to see one at a really good price that is a nice one, we don't want to get her something, that's going to just turn around and break real easy. It's something that she can use to get online with, because she used to get online all the time. We did notice she was on Facebook today, but we don't know if she can get onto YouTube and do all of that kind of stuff from her phone or not. She was interested in some of the things that I told her I was watching, like The Chosen and different movies off of the Angel app, and plus the free Chosen app, where if any of you watch The Chosen and you don't know how to watch season 5, it's because unfortunately there was a split between Angel Studios and The Chosen, and it is now a brand new The Chosen app. You have to upgrade it, and you can see season 4 on there now, but they no longer are with Angel Studios, although they both hope that they can work together again in the future, but we will see. Um, that's something that I have been really enjoying watching. As you know, I've just been starting really getting into reading the Bible and everything this past year and really changing some things in my life. So she was interested in those things. And so we would really like to be able to get her something that she can use. So again, if anybody knows, please let me know. Um, if we can afford it at the time, we will jump on it. If we can't, then we will have to pass. But if we can, we would love to. Um, I really need a new tablet, but I would get one for Aunt Lee before I would ever get one for myself because I'm trying hard to clean this computer so that it starts working better and stops knocking me off in lives, which I'm starting my lives up. I did put an email out to the last person I was supposed to do a live with last year, to see if she's still interested. I have not heard from her yet. Um, and those of you who are on the live the other night, Just Vintage Crochet is going to come on and do a live with me. So I also would like to get names of people that you guys would like to see me do a live with. As you know, I like to get somebody who comes on and we can just sit and casually talk and kind of an interview type way, but not, not like one where I sit down with a ton of questions. It's just an organic, authentic, you know, question session where, I ask, how did your channel start? And, different things like that. So I know Just Vintage Crochet will be coming on at some point in time. I'm not sure when. Um, there's some other people, like I may ask Macy, since she came on and talked about dyeing yarn, if she may want to do just a question and answer one with me. She might, she may not. I don't know until I ask. Um, but yeah, if you know of somebody, a designer you love, there are some designers out here who will do these. Quite a few of them who did them with Roaming with Rover. And I need to catch up on your channel. I miss you so much. I miss chatting and talking with you, and I really need to get caught up. Um, but people that will do them that you think, oh, that person would not. And then there's other people who will not even email me back. So I do have a small channel. So that is also another reason why some places, won't. But, you'd never know until you ask. So if there's anybody that you would like to see me interview, please let me know. And out of the video the other day with Just Vintage Crochet, there were a couple people who had channels who came on just to see her do that live with us. And they were like, oh, we would love to do one with you. So I need to go back and get the name of one of them for sure. I'd asked them to email me, but I need to go back and find their names because they haven't yet, and it may take them a while. But this way I can message them and say, okay, not put it all on them. I mean, it's for my channel, so I need to go back, find their names, and write them down, find their channel. I want it to subscribe to them anyway, and yeah, go from there. So, yes, I'm hoping to at least once a month, if not twice a month, get a live back on here for you guys to start watching again. In addition to AJ's and K's Yarny Tales. And plus, we're taking next month off from AJ's and K's Yarny Tales, for those of you who did not see that, because Kaylin has, her brother-in-law is ill and on hospice, and I told her as we can take it off so you can spend as much time with your family as you can. And so that's what she said, she thought about it and she said, yes, that's what she wanted to do. So we are taking next month off from that, but hopefully I may be able to come on and do one on mine. And we won't know until the next month if we will be taking that one off or not until however things may happen. So, just some housekeeping there for you guys. Oh, and okay, I started with the cows. This cow will end on Tuesday. Originally, we talked about starting Christmas in July on the first week of July. I already know the pattern that we're going to do. It is a dish towel pattern. I will try to remember to link it down below so you can look at it. It is a snowman dish towel, one that can go over the handle of like your oven or wherever you want to snap it around. Originally, I was thinking of us just doing one, but I'm thinking if we can all find the materials. I don't know if I have enough white, and I'm kicking myself because I could have gotten some at the clearance the other day. I need to see if I do, or off-white. If I have enough for two. I may not have enough for two. Um, I'm pretty sure I have enough for one, but I thought it would be cool to make a pair of them. And originally I said that this crochet along would probably not be a decoration for the home, but something you could give as a gift. And when I saw this, I thought it was perfect because it can be either or. You can keep it as a decoration in your home for in your kitchen, or you can give it away as a gift. So there you go. We're going to be doing that one next. After that, I want to do work an old whip. So something that you've had stored away and that you keep going, am I going to do it? Am I not going to do it? And then you think, I really want to. I have some old whips I have not gotten to. As you know, this was supposed to be my year of the whips, and that has not really been taken off yet. I have one that I plan on starting working on. Probably, I may dig it out this weekend. It also goes along with a challenge that somebody is doing. So it's the perfect time for me to dig it out and finish it. And I only have a little bit left on it. But I have another one. It's a baby blanket, a big size baby blanket, just like the one I'm designing that for a friend of mine. And her daughter is going to be 6, I think. So I really need to get it done. It'll still be nice for her, even because she's shorter, and it will be fine for her at the size that I plan on it being. So that's what I plan on working on, but that's what I want to do for the next Cal. So we won't all be working on the same thing, but we'll be getting together to work on our whips. If you happen to be a person who does not have whips, you can still come and join in during that Cal and just work on something new that you want to work on. How long I will do that Cal for, I am not positive, but I know there are at least 2 more Cals this year that I want to do. One is a market bag that I've had picked out since way last year. Found it, fell in love with it, loved the yarn it was made out of. My best friend and I actually got the yarn that it's made out of to make it with. She found it on sale where she was, so I sent her the money. So she still has mine. She has to send it to me. We will be doing that later on this year. And plus, for those of you who follow Sunflower Cottage Crochet, she has a blog hop going on. It's a year-long blog hop with Sandra, and sorry, Sandra, I cannot remember your channel name right now or your regular last name, and I confuse it with another one, so I'm sure that is why. They are doing this blog hop on things that you give away as a donation. It's a donations blog hop, and right now there's one thing that I was thinking of doing for sure. I'm going to pick a pattern out of that blog hop for us to do, and then the thing is that we give it away. So, and remember, everything that I do is, I know that you can find the pattern for free on a blog. If it's the blog hub, you can get it free from the blog hub, but every pattern, if you didn't get it free when they had the free PDF, it's still free on their page. So far, what I have found that's the front runner is a really pretty cowl, but that all depends on what's to come. I haven't seen this last. I mean, I got to get caught up. I'm a little behind with it. So I don't have all the free PDFs because I have not kept up. But that's only because things have been so busy here lately. But I need to go and see what this last month's were. I was fine up until then. So we will see. Right now it's a cow, but we will see which one I find is the best. I'm not going to do another vote on it type thing for a cow for a while, just because that ended up taking a bad turn and not everybody wanted to make big things. And it's hard for me to say, okay, we're going to do this cow when I don't have enough yarn to make it with myself. And plus it wasn't something, ended up being something that I would actually wear or use. So I want to make sure that what we do is something that everybody can use and wear, you know, who joins in on it. And being that I'm hosting it, I need to be able to also use the item as well or donate it. But again, it was something that took quite a bit of yarn, so I didn't have enough of one type of yarn, even if I made it in the small size. So there we go. I'm going to get going. I've been here for an hour. I didn't mean to take that much time, but please, again, keep my aunt in your prayers. If you know of a hook like I described and you know where to find one, please let me know. If you know of a good iPad or something out there, or a different type of tablet that's really good that somebody can get online with, please, please let me know. Um, and lots of prayers. And I love you guys so much. Please remember, you matter. You all matter to me. And I know you matter to others. So please remember you matter. And I love you, every last one of you. You're beautiful and you're gorgeous. And if you ever need me for anything, if you just need to talk, if you just need to chat, if you just need to send me one sentence because you're angry and you just want to blah and blurt it out and be done with it, send me an email. I am here for you. I'm here for all of you. I love you guys. And I will see you soon. Love you. Mwah. Later.